Hello, everybody. Welcome to the post-credit show. Roddy, you okay?
No, I feel terrible, dude.
Why? What's up?
Oh man, I don't know. I got some sort of bug or something. Like I was making breakfast this morning, and like I just feel hot, and I turn on the microwave, and all of a sudden I started shaking and sneezing and sneezing and sneezing, and I looked down at my breakfast plate. This is what I saw.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What is that, Ronnie?
I don't know, dude. I think I got one of them. I think I got a symbiote.
Is that toast?
No. That's impossible.
Okay.
Because I'm on keto, dude. There's no carbs in my house. So, if you haven't guessed already, we're discussing Venom this week. That's why I've made my own symbiote out of grape jelly.
Oh, okay. We're going to eat that after.
I'm pretty sure it's expired.
No.
So, yeah. But hey, great tip if you're looking for a Halloween costume on the cheap, grape jelly.
Mm-hmm. Just let it harden a little.
I don't know.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend rubbing yourself down with grape jelly.
Okay.
Maybe outside your front porch, though, people would be like, what the hell is that?
Well, I don't know.
Keep away the trick-or-treaters.
Yeah. When we run out of candy, they can have some jelly.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, we're discussing Venom this week. Big movie, going head-to-head with Lady Gaga's and Bradley Cooper's A Star is Born. Mm-hmm. And already, like, leading up to both movies, I was watching the Twitter feeds, and, like, people were putting out fake reviews for Venom and saying, forget this, I'm going to go watch, Lady Gaga movie. Like, there's Lady Gaga fans bashing Venom.
Well, yeah, Lady Gaga is pretty big, but Venom won, right?
I think that they at least had the biggest Thursday of October is what I last read.
Okay.
I'll get back to you guys about...
Yeah, I saw a lot of people Snapchat. Everybody was watching.
Yeah, and a lot of people went out and we grabbed up your comments, and that's kind of the point of the show is, we give fans a chance to get their voices heard, So let's get right into it, I guess.
All right, so movie of the week, Venom.
Yep.
What did you think?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
I agree with some people said about pacing, but other than that, it was fun. It was funny. Had a great villain. Like most of these comic book movies, the villains are just tacked on. This one, they started the movie, with the villains powers and
I was very curious. I didn't know who the villain was. It's kind of like when I saw the movie, I was like, "Oh, this is where Upgrade meets Jurassic Park."
It totally reminded me of Upgrade,
right? Because he's not doing anything, and Venom is he's doing
right. Yeah, and he suddenly rises in a way that he isn't supposed to be able to rise.
Right. There was even a scene where he's dancing and he's like the symbiote is moving for him, and I was just like, that looks just like Upgrade, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, I'm wondering, if people at Upgrade saw some parts of Venom, they're like, shoot, we gotta put this out way earlier.
Yeah.
Especially because even the lead in Upgrade looks like Tom Hardy a little bit.
Yeah, with the beard and
it.
Well.
And you said Jurassic Park. Is it because
the CGI?
Oh, okay.
The CGI. It was just covered with CGI.
Yeah, but not bad for CGI as far as CGI goes.
The engine making the liquid. It looked. I mean, some of the fight scenes it looked like two mucuses going at it. I was like,
yeah, it was a little Transformers clashing-esque. I was a little. Yeah, it was hard to tell who was who. I didn't even realize the bad guy had absorbed.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize the bad guy had absorbed Tom Hardy and the Venom symbiote until Michelle Williams hit the switch and split him again. I'm like, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So Well, what are the people saying about the movie?
So on Twitter, Ruby at Ruby Booby, 2 Y's, IDK, I don't know what you people are talking about. It was awesome. And she got a lot of grief on Twitter for using the word awesome, but here at Post Credits, we approve of the word awesome.
Okay. What's wrong with the word awesome? What's wrong with the word booby? Well,
I don't know. I guess we can be PG. No.
okay.
We'll get more into the ratings later. Lucas Davis at LD Sports Writer. Movie was incredible. Instant purchase that day it hits Blu-ray. Oh, he rhymed.
Okay. There's still Blu-ray out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to hear from you guys, like whether you guys use Blu-rays or I use the digital library.
I just go to my smart TV and press purchase. But
Yeah, digital library.
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so on Twitter, most of the tweets I was finding seemed generally positive from fans.
Okay.
Delta Bravo at Ghost 2034. Reason I never listened to critics. Generally, if a critic didn't like it, the public loves it. Movie critics, world's most pointless job.
Okay.
And I tend to agree. Like, modern movie criticism's not great right now. That's kind of why we started this show. Because
we want to hear what people are saying.
yeah, we want to hear what people are saying, and we're not critics, we're also movie fans,
Yep.
I don't want us to, go to early screenings, before everybody else and poo-poo the movie like everybody else. Or, like, let's pretend you don't like musicals. You absolutely hate them. I'm not going to force you to go see Mamma Mia 1 and 2.
But I love Mamma Mia.
Oh, well,
okay.
bad example. But just a movie that's just not suited for your taste, it's kind of pointless for you to go see it and then come back here and be like, if you're not receptive to that sort of thing.
Right.
So that's my vow to you, our fans. We're going to get the right people for the right movies.
Okay. So I noticed in the movie, like, they were trying to portray, like, Eddie Brock as a, like, before the movie started, he was like a humanitarian. He was kind of like, he was doing good for the people,
Right. Like, I'm so glad they didn't lean too hard on, like, him being, like, Greenpeace rebel guy. Because he was also sleazy, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird juxtaposition that he's sleazy, but also environmentally conscious.
Yeah.
Like, I think they threaded the needle on that one.
Yeah. Very close.
But I also thought it was funny too, like the intro they showed of his show, like even in the title screen, they used the same 2 shots twice. And I'm like, they couldn't grab more shots.
I missed that one. But
Yeah.
I was like, the Eddie Brock show.
Nitpicks, folks.
Okay. Yeah. What about the villain? What did you think of the villain?
They are totally parodying Elon Musk, right?
Is it? Yeah, the Life Foundation, right?
Right. Yeah, that like it's like SpaceX meets Big Pharma.
Yeah.
If they just replace Tesla with, goo monsters.
With jelly.
With jelly. That'd be funny if they just stuck like grape jelly and put in a rock tumbler and said that's graphics.
I mean, if I took pictures of the jelly from different angles, it's just make it an engine. Oh, that's how they did it.
Yeah, we figured it out.
No.
It looks like it's moving.
Okay, so
yeah, the villain, I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think it was better than most MCU villain build-ups because they introduced the symbiote of it right off the bat. And this one, I thought it killed every single person it entered. That's what I thought. So I thought as soon as it entered the Elon Musk guy, that it was going to kill him immediately. But apparently that symbiote's more powerful or something that it chooses whether or not to kill people.
yeah.
Whereas the other 3, it took like a very, balanced thing. Although Venom seemed to be able to bond with Michelle Williams for a little bit without any adverse effects.
Yeah, he just takes control. I mean, we saw the female Venom.
That was a nice addition, I thought.
I mean, we only saw it for how long? Like 10 seconds or something?
In the dark.
Yeah.
And then smooch.
Yeah, so that was like the scene, you know?
Right.
The romantic scene.
You know, you know where they totally got that from.
From where?
Inner space.
Inner space.
Where there's a micronaut inside of Dennis Quaid, and then it ends up in his girlfriend.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
And they have to smooch to get him back inside him.
Okay.
Look up Inner Space, fans.
Okay. We'll pull it up on the scene right here.
Insert graphic here.
Yeah.
What, you don't like our new graphics?
I love it.
I went to an AMC and they're giving away free comic books. And so during the post-credits, I just went around and grabbed the ones that people left behind.
Yeah. Well, why would they leave this behind?
It was the dine-in theater.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they're like tucked behind menus and plates of fries and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. So there's our wallpaper.
I would have had more, but ran low on time. I was too busy getting your comments.
Okay. So what else did people think of it?
So one topic that came up was Venom without Spider-Man. Like, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and a lot of Spider-Man fans think it's not real Venom unless Spider-Man's in it.
Well, yeah, like, I thought Venom shot the web, you know what I mean? But in the movie, he was shooting, like, the goo.
Right. I prefer the goo.
Yeah,
You know, the
I
goo
agree.
tentacles. Like, in the comics and the animated series, which most of my Spider-Man knowledge comes from, it bonds with Spider-Man first, and it, like, learns all Spider-Man's powers. Like, it could even do spider sense, and it makes webbing. Like, that was the cool thing for Spider-Man, is it made its own webbing and shot from his fists.
Mm-hmm.
So he had, like, infinite webbing. And it could also, like, turn into clothes, you know? But
Yeah.
I'm glad they went the route they did for Venom, that it goes in their skin and stuff.
Well, I didn't see it. Did Venom have the spider on him at all?
No, and
right? He doesn't have the spider.
It looks like just like a little bit of white, like veiny stuff throughout. Like there's one picture I was looking at hard, and it just looks like an oval, like on his chest.
Yeah.
And I'm fine that he's without it.
Okay.
You know, that's my thing is, like, Venom became his own character in the comics, you know. Yes, he was still in the Spider-Man Marvel universe, but I'm okay that they changed that origin, you know.
Yeah. I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
I mean, he had I felt he had like a shield when they were shooting at him, and he's like, he built like a wall, and I was like, okay. I'm like,
Right.
I don't think there's enough jelly there, but I'm like, all right, I believe it. Like,
Yeah, it's weird that, like, he starts off like this and, like, is able to, like, build up into this giant suit. But I think they showed that depending on the host is how big the symbiote can get.
Yep.
Like, it hypercharges, however, the thing is, like, when Riot absorbed both Tom Hardy and Venom, it got, like, way bigger, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, it's in there, but you gotta look for it. Like, people will probably claim on Reddit, oh, you guys are making excuses.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's
they
a
did
movie,
show it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a movie.
Yeah. Okay. The other scene that I really liked was when he's like, they're chasing him, and then they said, release the drones, and then the drones come out. Like, it's starting to look like apocalyptic, like they're coming down. Like, the drones are something that I've always been scared of, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, the drones are coming down. Like, SpaceX is dropping drones on us. And
Right.
like, I don't know, what was the Purge, where they dropped the drones too? Every movie that I've been seeing lately, the drones are coming, you know?
Yeah, I think they've tapped into a fear that people are having. Like, there's even a commercial where it's like all these drones in a parking lot, but good thing he had that shiny car to get them out of there.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
But you know what those drones remind me of? Spider-Man movies. The original trilogy because of Green Goblin's razor bats and pumpkin bombs.
Right, right.
I'm like, they just combined them into drones. Like, and I like that modern take, you know, they're not using like these really high-tech weapons, you know. It was like bullets, gas grenades, and drones against Venom. You know, they didn't pull out the laser beams.
Yeah. Yeah, the drones. I feel the drones should have caught him, at least blown him up. But I mean, he's got those senses, you know. He's got a head start on like.
And I thought it was odd that he was able to go through the fire. Like they showed him, you know, shying away from the fire because that's like one of Venom's weaknesses.
Yeah.
But like I'm like, it should have stunned him a little more, maybe, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it should have like at least put him down like for a while, you know.
But yeah, that motorcycle chase scene and the, you know, if you tack on that, you know, where he's first fighting those guys, that was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, at that point in the movie, you can tell like it was starting to get really, really good. Like when the securities or the army people come into his apartment, and he's like, you see his eyes come out. Did you see where he goes knock on the neighbor, right? And he's like, like that, right? That should be a Snapchat filter.
Oh man, I saw they did put out one where it's like the half face thing, and half face like people are going, "We are Venom," and then the mask will close up over it again.
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't seen it lately though, but I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, that looks like a Snapchat filter. I was like,
yeah. Or
hey man, I'll keep it down. Like.
Yeah, I liked that he didn't realize what was happening for quite some time. Mm-hmm. You know, like he was just messed up, and he was eating the chicken without really realizing it.
Yeah, he digged it out of the trash and he was eating. I was like, okay.
Oh, you know what my favorite part was, or at least it was really memorable for me, is when he goes to the restaurant to find Michelle Williams.
Yeah.
And he reaches for a plate, he doesn't even look.
Yeah, like a lot of the scenes in there, like he would have been arrested in there, you know.
Right.
But he was like in the tank eating the lobster.
That's the part.
Yeah,
I'm making that my Halloween costume. I'm gonna find a lobster, tear it in half, and just hold it around. You know, maybe something like this. You know.
Yeah.
I have to re-moisten my neck through the night.
That was the epic scene. Damn.
Yep, good stuff. Let's see. Kaiju Ninja at Office Squanch. I don't think it's as bad as some people think. It definitely feels like a silly summer film of the 90s. I'm not exactly recommending it. There's some enjoyable moments and the Tom/Venom. What do you think? I totally got the silly summer movie vibe.
Yeah, a lot of
90s.
I wanted to see something like original, but I see the PG-13. See, this is the conflict people have, right?
Yeah,
between PG-13 and R.
Yeah.
Like if he would have shown the scene where he bites the head off, like it would have been a little bit more epic. But is that worth changing the rating to an R?
Well, I've theorized, and I'm sure other people have as well. I think they're holding that back for rated R DVD. They're going to put out another version.
Right. They'll just add the scenes.
Right.
Okay.
And Tom Hardy said, like, there's 40 minutes of his favorite stuff that didn't make it into the film. So I think there's more of his, like, schizophrenia type acting out there that they're going to simply add as another, you know, rated R cut. Because since they're throwing Deadpool back with a different rating, why not throw Venom back in there with a R rating?
Yeah.
But definitely on Blu-ray, I see a rated R version.
Yeah.
Or unrated.
Unrated. Deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of other people were saying similar things. I enjoyed the movie. I think I would have enjoyed it more if it was rated R. Venom is not a PG-13 type character, in my opinion. Still give it a thumbs up, though. That was Penny at Penny Writing on Twitter.
Yeah, it seemed like when I got there, I felt like I was watching a kid's movie, to be honest. And then it didn't feel like there was like they're pushing the threshold until he started actually coming out and he bit the head off, and then I was like, okay, so like they're putting something in here just to give you like a shock or something, like,
right?
You know.
And I'm glad they held that back. You know, the head, like he mentions head biting early on. You know, but I'm glad they held it. Like you can say that they're going for the rating. I think that's more restraint. You know, holding back the head biting. You know.
Yeah.
And then when they're finally in complete symbiosis, you know, at the end of the movie, he lets Venom, you know, eat the robber.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. He goes, on second thought, and he eats him.
Like a turd in the wind.
Like there was one scene in there that like made me think, and I don't know about the comics. He says he's like, back in the symbiote, so Venom is saying, he's like, back in my planet, I'm sort of a loser. So what does he mean by that, Ronnie?
What little Venom knowledge I have, like there's something wrong with Venom that he lets the host live, or something like that. Like when like the rest of the symbiotes come and try to invade Earth, Venom's like a weird side shot because he lets the host live.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I didn't know the background on Venom, and I was just like, well, what does he mean he's a loser?
he had a lot of good lines in there.
Yeah.
Someone quoted him. Where was that? I had it.
It disappeared, Ronnie. Well, what was the quote? Do you remember? Can you summarize it for us?
I am not unreasonable.
He's like, I am not. Yeah.
Or when he reveals that he's still alive, he's like, she has no idea we're gonna win her back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lots of good stuff in Venom.
One of my favorite scene that I saw was when he made it to the top of the building and he's like standing up there like Spider-Man, and you see like the whole background. I was like, well, okay, like, you know, that looks like the background of my computer, you know, like
right.
The sound is what like separates them, right?
Right, and an airplane going overhead, like that's the perfect way to introduce that. I thought.
Yeah.
I think they hit it way too hard though. Like they gave way too many examples. Like him explicitly saying it to Michelle Williams in the car. Like that seemed, you know, weird. Well, I guess she had to learn that for it to come back at the end.
Yeah.
But like the bad guys finding that out too, like the one guy that had bonded with the blue symbiote, like they were like hitting him with things, and the Elon Musk guy was like, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
Just one too many.
I mean, to me, like the symbiote is just like the mask, you know, Jim Carrey. He's like,
oh yeah.
I mean,
that's
what I was thinking. I was like, it follows a lot of the mask, you know, and the dog and the girl. Like,
I wanted to see an animal go symbiote.
he did. The dog had it.
Yeah, but like the outside casing,
okay.
you know, like the rabbit. The rabbit should have gotten the outside casing.
Right, the rabbit should have gotten that.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's in the deleted scenes.
Okay.
The yellow rabbit.
Something to look for, huh?
Maybe right now they're like, make those graphics quick. That's what people want.
Yeah. And I was in like, I didn't know what city they were in, and they said San Francisco. So.
Yeah, I read that pretty quick.
Okay. I read it because of the hills, you know, but I was...
Yeah, and apparently the office that he used to work in was like the quintessential building of San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it's called. But I recognize what it looks like. Anything else people said? Your thoughts?
I thought like the people would see the Venom and people were just acting like nonchalant about it, and I'm like, it's like an alien, you know what I mean?
Right.
I would have been freaking out, like I would have like passed out, like.
I loved it when they're like getting the SWAT teams like put masks on, and then Tom Hardy's like mask on, you know.
Mask on, yeah. He's like, whoa. Yeah, that was probably the best scene where he comes down the elevator and they're all waiting for him. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and just seeing what he can do, you know, like that was like him completely, like yeah, like the movie just delved out what you needed, you know.
Yeah. Overall, like when I got there, I was giving the movie like a 5, and then when it got good, I moved it up to about a 6.5. And I honestly, the ending came around, and I'm like, I'll give it 5.5. Overall, the movie was fun, but I was expecting like some more like.
You mean out of 6, right?
Out of 6.5.
5.5 out of 6.5.
Well, those are just like my ratings, but what do I know?
Well, I don't know if we want to do ratings on this show.
Okay, so what are the ratings, people?
Well, like I've bet around like how soon you should see a movie. Mm-hmm. This one is like a touchstone for fans of comic book movies. So I'd rate it, see it now.
Okay.
Like that's the tippy top. And then one step lower would be like, see it this week. And then even further, see it this month. And then even further, see it eventually.
See it on Blu-ray?
See it, watch it at home. See it eventually, and then very, very bottom, read a book.
Okay.
And, like, that recommendation I think will be used a lot for these book adaptation movies. Like, you remember when me and you went to go see Maze Runner without seeing the first two?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have read the books
Yeah,
first.
we should have had an idea,
Right.
The one thing I did catch was, like, the lady, the homeless lady was on the...
Yeah.
And then she's in the tank. I'm like, how did she get in the tank? Like, she was in the facility, right?
Right. I noticed like he walked past what seemed like the bodega several times, and I noticed she was gone. Like he even looked at her pile of garbage.
Yeah, he was looking for her.
Yeah, I saw that coming because like it seemed like they were rounding up homeless people.
Right. But the guy Isaac, right? The first guy that was in there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Isaac, what did you sign up for? Like,
oh, I totally saw that as the scientist lady. I keep wanting to call her Dr. Skirts.
It was Dora Skirt.
It is skirt as in a hoop skirt?
No, SKRTH.
Skirth.
Yeah. So what about her?
Like she mentioned that they're rounding up people and they're signing up for stuff they don't even understand. That is totally has to do with the new immigration crackdown.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
really?
I swear to you, it's a little jab at the U.S. immigration policy that people who don't understand English are signing away, saying, if I elect to get deported, I'll get my kids back.
Oh,
I think that's what they're. Am I reading too much into it?
No, I don't know. I thought it was a lot of human trafficking and
well, if they're rounding up homeless people like crazy people, but that line I totally read as political and leaning.
Yeah, and then like when he starts mentioning the biblical stuff about Isaac too, I thought it was like, I'm like, poor Isaac.
I think he's just a big Binding of Isaac fan.
Yeah. I mean. What about the teardrops? And they go,
he should have been shooting tears. Yeah, okay. Oh, that would have been the ultimate thing. Like when he's like the symbiote's
the tears,
him up, like the tears are just flying out of him. Like, oh, he's entered his tear ducts.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Overall, I had fun watching the movie, Ronnie.
I did as well.
Yeah. Anything else to people?
On Reddit, they went a little bit more bashing it. So I went and saw this movie. It was fine. I don't know why people are acting like it's the worst movie ever. It was not as good as Infinity War, but it's an origin story. How good do you expect it to be? It was as good as Thor or Spider-Man or Doctor Strange's origin story. It was not the greatest movie ever, but it was completely fine for an origin story.
Okay.
So, yeah, Wisdom Lost said that on Reddit, and I don't know, like, did you feel like most origin stories are just a crapshoot?
I did too, but I didn't feel this one was a crapshoot.
I didn't either. Like,
overall, it's like Sony's progressing.
Yeah, Sony is. I think, yeah, they're definitely found what works, and like there's so many things, different themes jammed into this movie. Like it shouldn't work, but for me, they threaded the needle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like an alien movie. Like there was a lot of alien-esque stuff in it. You know, there was like schizophrenia, madness themes in it. You know, there was also the superhero stuff. Or like I'm sick. Like I got like some stuff from like District 9 from it.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's slowly changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wanted him to eat more tater tots.
Yeah, he was like,
ugh. I don't know what's worth, rancid chicken or frozen tater tots.
Frozen tater tots.
I agree. We're very anti-tater tots on the show. Sorry, Napoleon.
Sorry, Napoleon. Dynamite.
Dynamite. Marty Special said, the LOL moments for me were the lobster scene, the part where Tom steps into the elevator. The rest of the movie was pretty bad.
He gave it a 6 out of 10. Is that the guy?
No, that's the next guy.
Oh, okay. The rest of the movie was pretty bad.
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
Yeah.
I agree that those are like very good scenes.
Yeah, he steps onto the elevator and he insults him because he didn't jump off the tallest building in Seattle.
He calls him a what? He calls him a cat. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. A cat.
A cat. Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, yeah, your favorite part of the movie.
That was my favorite character, Mr. Belvedere.
I thought it was Tom Hardy's cat and like he'd show up at his crummy apartment.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I was a little disappointed. I mean, I would have taken the cat with me.
Yeah, he lost it in the
He left
separation.
for the cat. No.
Practically Indian said, my only gripe with the movie, and maybe it's me and I'm dumb, is how much of a problem the bonding process between the host and the symbiote is shown to be until it just isn't. Venom just bonds with Eddie. Riot just bonds with Drake. All the hyper-metabolism and heart anthropy and all, it just ceases to be a problem. That's the laziest cop-out I've seen in a long time. Overall, fairly entertaining movie. Tom Hardy single-handedly propped up this movie. 6 out of 10. Would rent it on Blu-ray again. Now, it was Practically Indian from Reddit.
Okay. Well, I mean, they kept mentioning that it had to find the perfect host.
Right.
Right? So...
And it seemed like Eddie was that guy.
So that was the perfect host.
Yeah.
So.
And with Riot seemed to be able to get in anybody. Like, even if it was a dead body, you know.
Yeah, he was the more advanced symbiote.
Right.
Okay. I was looking at it, I'm like, that's not Carnage.
Yeah, I kept waiting for it to be Carnage. And since it was, like, somewhat white, I thought, is that anti-Venom?
I don't know.
And then I looked it up later, and it's like, oh, it's Riot.
Okay, so that's his name.
Oh, and the only other nitpick would be, like, they already have their names, and they're in English. Like, that guy's Riot, and I'm Venom, you know.
Where did they get their names from?
Like, the only justification I came up with that's not hinted at in the movie is, like, that's, like, their core personality. Like...
One is Venom and the other one's
Riot.
One's
poison, you know. Like, that's his core thing, and the other guy's Riot.
Yeah.
You know? He incites riots and chaos.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Oh, and speaking of Carnage, I have a theory on how we're going to get him in the next movie.
How are we going to get Carnage, Ronnie?
So, I read on Wikipedia quick that it's an offspring of Venom's symbiote. Like, it's this baby.
Oh.
So, I think because he both bonded with Michelle Williams and Tom Hardy, baby symbiote.
Okay.
Because they smooched. And that's going to be... I think that'd be a funny way to do it, too.
Okay.
You
But
know?
yeah, he's gonna bond with both of them and have a baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he already did, and so right now Venom's pregnant.
Oh no. So are we gonna see a second movie? Second Venom?
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be like that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, where he's pregnant.
Oh God. What's that movie called? I forgot.
Please write in the comments, guys.
Okay. Oh jeez.
Oh, we got Rachel Williams on the line. She said she loves Spider-Man, and cheesy tots are the best, just not the ordinary tater tots. You are right, Rachel Williams. Cheesy tots are where it's at, but not regular kind.
Oh. You don't like regular tots?
No. Oh, man, this is like a whole thing with my family. Like, I got like this appetizer platter at a diner, and I got some tater tots, and like a friend of the family is like eating them, and then just stops and looks at them and goes, "These are regular tater tots."
Are you talking about the tater tots where they inject cheese in the middle?
No, they don't inject them, but I think they come pre-made with the cheese in them, and they just fry them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cheesy tots are better. But this injection thing sounds like a great idea. We should get on that.
I think they just wrapped potato around a cheese and deep fried it. Is that how it's done?
No, that's not even a tater tot, though.
Is it?
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not
well.
a tater tot expert.
Okay.
Oh, and Rachel's a little confused by her plate because she joined us late. That's supposed to be a dead symbiote.
Oh.
Might be still alive. It jiggles a little bit.
It was talking earlier.
Yeah, it told us to invest heavily in shirts.
Oh. And Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, his sister.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yes, the sister of Elon Musk.
Okay.
We were gonna tap briefly on Spider-Man 3 in this episode. Do you think it's even a fair comparison to compare the two?
I mean, they were both made by Sony, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah, and like I've really looked into it because I'm a strong Spider-Man 3 defender.
Okay.
And
that's the one with the Sandman, right?
the Sandman and New Goblin and Venom and Black Suit Spider-Man. And like I rewatched it for this episode, and it's like they show the symbiote like crash to Earth, and it's just like hanging out in Spider-Man's apartment for half the movie. Like you forget it's there because you're like, oh, Sandman's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like that scene where he transforms into sand. Oh, good. It's good filmmaking.
It's good. Yeah.
But yeah,
I remember I was happy with the movie, but honestly,
yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, like in some of the comments I looked up too, they're still giving it grief for that jazz dance scene, where, and also where he's like, you know, he does this with his hair, and so because I'm bad, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But yeah, the director did not want Venom in the movie. That was studio interference. And that's another thing they point out with Venom too, is all the studio interference. Like they forced it to make it PG-13. I kind of applaud them for their restraint.
Okay.
You know, they kind of went the Deadpool route of action. You know.
Okay.
Keep it simple, keep it contained, and then go insane.
Okay. I remember the Spider-Man movies. I guess because I was younger, I was happy with them.
Yeah.
But you think they'll bond these two movies?
I'm hoping they keep the restraint and they keep Venom its own thing for another movie. Like just do a Venom Carnage movie. And then maybe a Spider-Man Venom team up.
Okay.
You know, Spider-Man versus Venom. Do you think
Something
people would go
like
for
that? I think they should do it without giving Spider-Man an origin.
Right. Never give Spider-Man origin. Like I could totally see it switching with the Homecoming universe eventually. But let Spider-Man do its own thing for a little while. Like just like the Avengers movies, you know? Like Iron Man had 2 movies before the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Like, that Sony needs to regain the trust, and they have less to work with right now.
Yeah.
You know, like the Morbius movie seems odd choice. Have you heard of those?
The vampire?
Yeah, the living vampire. They want to make that its own movie. Yeah, and the actor that's rumored to be looked at, I also was like, ugh.
Oh no.
Jared Leto.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ronnie.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm happy of the state of the Spider-Man universe right now, or at least Venomverse for now.
Okay.
Well, let me see. Oh, Rachel said she hasn't seen Venom yet, but I want to see it now that you guys liked it. It sounds like it's a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, I definitely give it a positive recommendation for you, Rach.
Okay. I give it a positive too.
Yeah. I definitely worth the watch. And you can watch it by yourself, right? Like if you're not too terribly familiar, like it stands alone.
It stands alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe look into who Elon Musk is, and you'll enjoy that character a little better, because they are skewing. I'm wondering how he feels about it. I should have looked it up for the show. If Elon Musk has heard the comparisons.
Yeah. I mean, now that I didn't really think about it then, but now that you mention it, like.
Would you see the movie again just looking for
just like now that you mention it, it was the rocket. I mean,
yeah, especially the fact that it's rocket stuff.
I mean, if I would have seen like a car up there, I would have been like, oh, you know what? Like I would have been like,
or he
definitely,
drives an electric car.
Yeah. One thing they mentioned, like, who was it Jameson?
Yeah,
they mentioned Jameson.
That's right.
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
he was up there.
Because in the animated series, at least, it was J. Jonah Jameson Jr.
Right.
Or the third, or is J. Jonah Jameson's son. That's the astronaut.
Right.
Oh yeah, in Spider-Man 2, he's an astronaut too.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking for Easter eggs. Was there any other Easter eggs? Like,
I mean, well, the obvious end post-credit with Carnage.
Yeah.
You know. What else? I didn't see any Felicia Hardy.
I was looking for like little hints here and there, but.
And yellow and blue symbiotes are supposed to be a thing.
Okay. Well, it's okay.
I mean, She-Venom, I think, was a pretty good touch.
Well, I mean, they weren't that obvious, you know.
Right. Well, yeah. I'm sure we'll find like a 25 different Easter egg video.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as it comes out on Blu-ray.
In the deleted scenes.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. And also, would you, if they released it in theaters as a rated R cut, would you go see it?
I'd probably go see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys, like, if that news comes out and in future episodes you're, like, tweeting at us saying, hey, let's look at this movie, you know, the rated R cut.
Yeah.
You know, we'd be up for it. This is your guys' show, you know. I believe we got Halloween coming up here soon. And Bad Times at the El Royale, I think, is next week.
Okay.
So, you know, but if there's a smaller movie, bigger movie that you guys really want us to do, we're here for you guys.
We'll watch it.
And you'll tell us what you thought.
We'll watch the scary movies.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us for the post-credit show. I think I've recovered from my symbiosis. I wouldn't eat that, dude. It's totally said it was expired in July.
If only we had toast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, until next week, keep watching movies and keep sending us your thoughts. We'll put them on the air.
See you next week.